Aboard!
Originally, when it was opened in 1906, it was a kind of cathedral to steam. It was a humanist temple in the middle of a city that was undergoing dramatic growth. So this was a celebration of Seattle's maturity, of this very young, very aggressive city that was mining the miners in order to find its opulence and its luxury. No expense was spared. The architects who were hired had been the sort of second-tier architects of Grand Central Station in New York City. Sightseeing trips came to see the station and to ooh and ah and look up at the cartouches and the magnificent ceilings. It was a symbol of Seattle's modernity in the 20th century, these enormous clocks that ticked off the minutes and the seconds of the 21st century, but it was also kind of a heartbeat, I think, of the city. The trains pulsing in and out, but also those clocks that were visible for many miles out on Elliott Bay. I mean, this directs your travel, it directs your feet. It's a great navigation rose, north, south, east, and west, and just a beautiful mosaic. That, how many hundreds of thousands of people have walked over this?
Now boarding train 513, that's the southbound Cascade service to Tacoma, Olympia Lacey, Centralia, Kelso, Vancouver, Washington, and Portland, Oregon. Be sure you've checked in with your conductor and have your car and seat assignment before boarding, please.
But the 60s are the time of real transformation here, where what we see as turn-of-the-century elegance that reminds us of the great railroad cathedrals of the United States. At that time, it was embarrassing. It seemed old-fashioned. And King Street Station underwent a sort of act of corporate murder where the grand old marble was sheathed, the ceiling was dropped, and an acoustic tile ceiling put in. Anything to streamline it, modernize it, take away all of the elegance and the detail that brings it to life for us as an extraordinary structure.
You're not too fussy about where you're sitting.
Oh no, as long as it's a seat.
You can see it here in this room, that the old construction has worn quite well, and the new construction, which is far more recent, was just not of that quality. So King Street Station really declined.
It's really pretty dismal and sad.
The covering up of the historic aspects of it or not keeping them up is really a sad commentary on what we put our value in as a culture and society.
This is the station's grand stairway. You can see the width of it, and then over there it's enclosed. What we're planning to do is we're going to be taking that side off and opening up the grand stairway, and so it goes all the way up to the top in double width. This is basically the perimeter, the exterior of the building. This was before. So what we will do is we will be removing this area, which below is the grand staircase, and you will see the former exterior of the building again.
It's not just that these aren't restored, these are different. So, I'm sure we could find this out with historic photographs, but this looks to me like it was outside.
It would be more of an exciting journey, I think, to travel on the train, to come into a station that was really beautiful and cared for.
And of course, I think there was a door here. I think this was exterior masonry, and you can see the great care that was taken here.
What you can see over here, this side is the exterior of the building. This is an addition over here with the glass tiles, and this addition will be removed as part of the restoration process.
It would seem like the train was a special place to go, as opposed to just kind of a scummy second-rate travel mode.
we can also rebuild the canopy that is tied to the building. And if you look down there, you can see that what the new canopy looks like, and then what the old canopy looks like that will be restored once the addition is removed.
It is the character of the city and the history of the city.
So this is the clock floor. You can see the 4 clocks. They're not working right now. But as part of the restoration, we're hoping that we can get them running this year.
If you don't restore it, you might as well just tear it down and put up aluminum and glass, and there's been enough of that.
You can see an example of what it looked like before the drop ceiling was put in. We have removed some of the tiles so that you can have a better look.
It quite surprises me that Seattle has such a shabby looking station, or had one, and it's nice that it's working towards the refurbishing that vision of glory that was train travel.
We're adding more lighting up here so that you can actually see the clock tower at night.
I think it's a realization that once it's gone, and it's too expensive to build from new a historic looking building.
These are important places in our history, and I think they speak to us all. I think there's a kind of wonder that you can see. I think this is part of a renaissance of Seattle, and it's an ongoing renaissance. Yes, this is taking time, but when it's done, we're all going to be so tremendously proud of it.
Watch CityStream Thursday nights at 7 on the Seattle channel, or get video on demand and podcasts anytime at seattle.gov.